YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 76 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is chicken pizza braid. What's a pizza braid, and why does my chicken need one? I know, I was just trying to be funny. Anyway, before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe. I got hair on me. Ring that bell. And please pass them on to anyone you think that they might help. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go over what we're going to do today. And you can tell I've already started. And I've got to get my oven preheated to 400. And we're just going to par cook it for now, just because I want to get part of it cooked up before it's actually time to eat dinner. Anyways, so we're making a pizza braid using pizza dough. We're going to go over the positive words from the week. The dinner done differently is the pizza braid. And I've also added another, I'm standing here making pizza and decided I should do a dessert one. So we're making a pizza. I'll get to that later. We're going to go over goals some more. And we're going to just live our best life. Okay, so in here, what I'm cooking, and this isn't, I don't have the recipes written down. I apologize. I will try to go as slowly as possible. So I am just, a little bit of this is my own touch. So the onions and garlic are mine because they wanted you to use French fried onions. Figured this was a little healthier, and I didn't have the French fried onions. So I'm putting that in there. It called for spinach. Most of my family are not spinach people. Jordan and I like it. So instead I'm doing mushrooms. It doesn't say anything about sauteing the mushrooms first, but why not? I have a feeling my thing is going to be overfilled, but I feel like I could easily transfer any leftovers to a pasta dish. So we might actually have 2 meals here at the end when we're done, plus a dessert. Okay, so we're just trying to get these all cooked together. I didn't realize how many mushrooms there actually were. I might need a little more butter. So in here was a small sweet onion, like a Vidalia, and then I did like 4 cloves of garlic grated. And then this is 1 pound of, or 8 ounces I guess it works out to be, of, these are baby portobellas. And I was coming over here to get something. Probably just some seasoning of some sort, but for the life of me, I don't know if this is it or not. Okay. So it called for spinach. It also calls for 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. I didn't have 2/3 of a cup. I only had 1/4, so you know I filled in the rest with Greek yogurt. So it's 1/4. I used 1/4 cup of sour cream, and then 1/2 cup of the Greek yogurt. Oh, I was grabbing butter. Okay, so things I have to explain this week. The dessert is not healthy. Last week's dessert I'm actually still working on, believe it or not. And you're gonna see later on today, after I post this probably, that I did some fun things with it, some delicious things with it, that I hopefully will never need to remember because I didn't write any of that stuff down. They are going out to people, and I pray to God they get there safely. I wasn't thinking when I thought up this plan. And I think I'm also going to add my, I have 1 can here of garlic, basil, thyme, diced tomatoes. And I drained these because we don't want our stuff to be too soggy. Okay, so for these pizzas I bought at Aldi, they had pre-packaged in bags pizza dough in the refrigerated section. So I bought 2. I hadn't planned on using 2. I was making this, and then I got this brilliant idea because my peaches were going bad again. To do this fun little dessert. I'm going to get to the positive words of the week. I just figured we don't always have to do them right in the beginning. And since I want to get most of this done, start finishing it off with that. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I won't forget, and hopefully I won't get food all over my... I'm also adding black olives to my pizza. It's actually called a Monterey chicken braid, but I decided to take it in a pizza direction because I'm using pizza dough, and they used pizza dough, refrigerated pizza dough. All right. So then, with the other one, I'm going to start my peaches because they're starting to fade in color here a little bit, and I don't want them to get messed up. I don't know if I added any others yet. We'll add a little bit. It's just steak seasoning. I feel like I use it for everything. I don't know why they call it steak seasoning. All right, but in our saute pan, basically what I'm going to do with the peaches is what I do with the blueberries. It was make pie filling from Michigan peaches again, guys. Okay, I got a little bit different lineup for our pizza, which is our pizza, peach pizza. So in this pan, and they say to do all this together, is we're going to do our water. I have a cup of water. And they say to whisk this is the best way to do it. I have 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. I have 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I have, it called for 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon, but I'm doing, I think I might even be doing a whole teaspoon. Okay. It also called for 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm making a mess. And then this is our 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And then I also have 1/2 cup of coconut palm sugar instead of regular white. Okay? And they basically said to dump that all together. So I did. I feel the urge to start whisking. I think we can stop or turn down our tomato mixture over here, mushroom. Okay. And they said to whisk. This is probably the best way to try it. It would help if you turned the heat on, though, you know. All right, so we're gonna get this all mixed together. Oh. Come on. So how's your week been going, guys? Is it as crazy as mine? I hope not. It's almost over. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I really shouldn't have took them seriously by saying dump it all in. They say cook it once you get it like mixed. Alright guys, let's turn that off. I don't want it to it's getting too soupy. Alright, so once they say you get this cooked for like 2 to 3 minutes and thickened up, that you'll be able to add your peaches. And I think it's cooking them for like 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. Just so everything is coated. Alright, come on. I don't know if I'm supposed to bring it to a boil. I think I'm supposed to bring it to a boil and then let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, well while we're doing that, and I'm letting this tomato mess cool down a little bit, let's go over, so I have my 2 pizza doughs spread out. They told you to use parchment paper. It was a pain in my ass. This is the one for our pizza. Well, they're both pizzas. That one's for our pizza braid, and this one is for our dessert pizza. I want to kind of hurry because they are drying out. I didn't use any olive oil or anything on them. So once we get our filling down the middle of this, we're supposed to cut 12 slices, lines on both sides, and then we just, hopefully. I also made myself coffee and then didn't do anything with it. Alright, so as far as this pizza recipe goes, I do not have an official recipe because it's my own. I came up with it all by myself. I'm sure there are people out there that have made peach pizzas And frankly, it's not just peaches. This time I'm combining it with strawberries and raspberries, and I'm also doing, oh my gosh, I'm gonna actually do a like a cheesecake layer. I got it down to a science, so I made it off camera. This is 1 brick of light cream cheese, 1 cup. It only went to 375. Did I only press 375? I swear I went to 400, but sorry about that. So 1 cup of Greek plain non-fat yogurt, 1 package of the sugar-free Jell-O cream cheesecake pudding, about 1/4 cup of milk, and like a tablespoon of vanilla. And it's kind of got this like cheesecakey pudding, and it tastes wonderful. And then we also have a streusel for the top, and I also have it's going to be just phenomenal. Okay. Oh, now we're bubbling here, and now we're supposed to let it cook for like 3 minutes. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's thickening. Why? As the most annoying sound on the planet. I don't have a metal whisk. I mean, I have a metal whisk. I don't. Whew. Okay, I gotta turn it down. Let it cook for like 3 minutes. That does not seem like it's thick enough, guys. So I'm going to add. This is how it's been going for me lately. I'm beginning to wonder about my skills here as a home baker. If I have any repertoire. I think we're getting somewhere. Oh, it's going to be super cinnamony. Okay. All right, let's put those peaches in there. Let's get this turned down. That's thickened up so quick the minute I stepped away. I'm not patient enough. I don't know what my problem is. So the peaches are going in along with a fruit fly. Get out of here. What the? Oh my gosh. I got it. All right, so we're going to flop those. That's 5. Actually, it might be 6 for me. But it called for 5 peaches. And what did I do? You would not believe how unorganized I am today. Or you might. You might believe it. I, on the other hand, do not. So I want to get this like all coated. Ooh, that's dark. Ooh, that's cinnamony. Woo! Good thing we're adding some other fruits to this. Oh my goodness. This is going to be crazy sloppy good. Let's see. Oh yeah. So cinnamony. You probably could cut back on it. I personally wouldn't. That's just me. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so then the other thing we're going to add to the pie. Thought I turned it off. I went the wrong way. So what we're going to add to the pie filling too, I have, I'm trying to debate on whether I want to, look at that. Oh my gosh. That is so good. But if you're not a cinnamon person, and truly I am a cinnamon person, go with the 1/8 or even 1/4, what have you. I'm debating on whether I want to mix the strawberries in with that mixture. Help me out here. Let's see what it would taste like. Maybe that'll help. I don't know that it would do, and I want a fresher element on the top. I'm going to let that cool down. I'm going to debate on what I'm doing with that. Because there's a lot of syrup for not a lot of peaches, and I went with more peaches than she said to. Alright, so hopefully I didn't get any peach business on my spatula here. And what we're going to do, probably dump off a little bit of this liquid, because I don't want a soggy braid, you know. I do want a little bit, because I'm mixing with the chicken. Okay, in you go. And like I said, this is going to make a great, like, pasta sauce. Now they said to serve it with pasta, but that seems like a little much. Appetizer was a great idea. And then what else? The other thing. Oh, salad, of course, which is what or they said broccoli. I would have maybe put the broccoli in here, but all I had was frozen, and I don't know. I didn't know if it would get too mushy. If I had fresh, I would have definitely used it. And now I have made such a mess over here. My sink is a disaster, and I'm not usually like that. So I had my husband cook, we had like 8 chicken thighs, and we cooked them on the grill. He cooked them on the grill, seasoned them up and everything. So, and so basically we had like 10 maybe, and I think we used 4. So this is like 6 to 7 chicken thighs grilled, and then the skin taken off because they were not skinless, and the obviously bones removed. It smells really good. Okay, now I have to go to this recipe because I forgot to write it down, and you would think that would annoy me. Okay. So mixed chicken, sour cream, the 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. I forgot that was in there. They say spinach, garlic powder, which I didn't do. I had it on my tray. We're also doing black olives. And maybe I'll wait to put the garlic in until I mix it all together. Okay. And the French fried onions. Spread the chicken mixture down the center of the pizza dough, and then cut 12 strips on each side of the dough to braid. Lift strips of dough across the mixture to meet in the center. No, just meet in the center? I don't know, that doesn't seem very safe. Okay, so then we're dumping in our black olives. Not quite a can. I might have done a cup. I don't even know. I am so bad at measurements lately. I don't know what my problem is. So, yeah, we're going to get that all mixed together. And then we're going to get this dumped in there. Now remember, I didn't use all sour cream. It's 1/4 cup of sour cream and then a 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we got that all mixed together. Oh, and then our cup of Monterey. I don't have a full cup, and since I am going more pasta-y, I am going to use a little bit of Monterey, but I think for the most part, I'm going to go mozzarella. And I'm hoping to goodness that this is not going to be a big runny mess. Okay. That looks precariously perfect. Alright. So we're going to do what's left I have of the Monterey, which isn't the cup. Maybe. Oh. Okay, so it also calls for cheese on the top after a certain time period. So I will save a little bit of each When it comes to cheese, I'm not a measurer. I know that's probably bad, but handfuls are my thing. Okay, so hopefully this will absorb any additional liquid we got going on, right? Because that would be great. Oh, I still got to put my garlic powder in. Now that we have it all mixed. I love garlic powder. It is the greatest thing. It hits a note with your nose that you can't get from real garlic. Because you know I put real garlic in here. Okay. I am going to move my book out of the way here. Let me get it so it doesn't get messed up. We're going to get this set up and in the oven. And basically what I have going on is I'm going to do the cuts with a knife, hopefully. And let's get this, because it's getting this, starting to get dried out a little bit too. And I started cutting and I'm like, you know what? It's starting to peel away. Let me get my mixture in there first. Let's get any good holes covered up. Okay. We're going to see what it takes to kind of give it a good coating of our chicken mixture right down the center. And it can be a little fatter. I don't think they even have to touch, really. You know, that's not my philosophy on tacos, though. But maybe for a pizza bake. Braid. Keep wanting to say bake. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Keep in mind, I added more vegetables. I probably had more chicken than they called for because it was 2 cups of chicken. Okay, let's stop there. I don't want it to get crazy. And then again, I got a nice amount. We can put it in a little aluminum foil pan maybe. And then we will, I don't know. Yeah, I want to say, and I don't know how much I was supposed to put at the ends. Okay. So let's start in the middle and we'll do half so that we can figure out, well, I wonder why 12 exactly. I think if you have the same amount on both sides, that should be sufficient, right? Okay, and then half it again. Okay, so half is like there. And then, oh, that's not half. I can't even calculate. Let's see. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, we'll do the best we can. Let's see what happens. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11! How is that possible? Well, we're gonna have, I guess we could go a little smaller than these two could have been. I don't know where to go. Oh well. I don't know why it has to be 12, but it is. All right. And then I would go as close to the filling as possible, I'm assuming. Okay. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess they don't have to match beautifully, right? So, okay. Okay. And then we just do 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 12. I could probably put a little more filling in there. Let me go grab it real quick. I mean, we might as well. And this could probably just be a meal for my husband and myself when the girly goes back. Soon. It comes by way too fast. Summer doesn't last long enough. Ever. It never has. Not in Illinois, anyway. Okay. So now it says to just bring everything to the middle. I guess I should have put more on the ends because I'm just going to have it meet there, I guess. Crisscross applesauce. And then you just, you got to get your pieces apart. And then I'm just going to cook this for a little bit because we're not going to eat till later, so I don't really want to cook it too much now, but I just want y'all to, I don't know if I'm doing this correctly, but, and if I'm supposed to tuck and roll. So bring it to the center. I'm bringing it to the other side, so that's probably part of my problem. I just like them to crisscross more, you know? You do you. However you want to decorate your pizza braid. Everybody's doing different kinds of braids now, right? So, do whatever floats your boat. You know, okay, this is turning out really fun, actually. I was stressing about it because the dough was starting to get, it's very glossy and not dry on the outside, so hopefully. Oh, these two didn't come apart. Okay, that one's kind of got a little extra sog to it. Okay, so crisscross applesauce. Don't ask me why I'm saying that. Okay, don't you have fun with your food? That's a baby one. I don't know why. Why it matters. How many you have. You can do however many you want, I guess, right? She's a beaut, Clark. I might even do some parm on the top. You know, some garlic butter Parmesan dealy. Because, I mean, it calls for it, doesn't it? I mean, she's coming out the back, but I don't care. I don't know if I was supposed to close it all the way up. Don't leak out. There we go. We'll just close it up like that. I didn't even pay attention. Everybody can do their own little thing. Looks like a little mummy. Looky, isn't she pretty? Okay, so now the other thing is I didn't read, of course, how long I was supposed to. I'm getting crap everywhere today. And let's see. Bake 18 to 20 minutes until lightly brown. So we're only going to do about 10, and then I'll do the other 10 later. Just so we can see how it's going to cook up. We'll learn from our lesson if we need to reduce the amount of liquidy things. Yeah, I just got a disaster going. Okay. So she's going to go in. She's so pretty. It does look like a mummy. It's so weird. It has two eyes and oh my goodness. Alright, so 10 minutes. We'll see how golden brown she gets. I don't know why I keep thinking of her, but I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. So the cheese, I'm going to put away for a little bit. Alright, now we're kind of at a tipping point where if I get this done, this next pizza, we can do the positive words from the week and talk about our goals kind of at the same time. This, I'm not sure how this is going to go because I'm not pre-baking. I mean, it's got a good crust on it. And what's going to happen, I don't want to put garlic powder on my My pizza. Okay. You gotta move, bud. Move. Okay, good job. So I got it a little too thin here, but maybe I can get it to, looks like elephant. So wrinkly. Okay. So, I got bubbles. I got bubbles. Okay. I could almost do one with this, but I'm gonna do the stuff. Oh gosh. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm debating on whether I am going to, should I mix the peaches and this stuff together to help it from like dripping everywhere. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit more milk because I'm afraid this is gonna rip the pizza dough. And then I also have a crumble for the top because you know how much I love my crumbles. This time I used oats, so I'm really excited. If you don't want to use milk for this, you obviously can use any plant-based, non-dairy product. Coconut. I just didn't have any. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So good. It's so simple. Okay. Let's see how much goo I got and how gooey. It's pretty gooey. That's my brain saying. Okay. So let's get my offset spatula, because then I can spread on this kind of cheesecakey. This is our pasta sauce, I guess, if you will. Are you helping? I guess I could have just so backwards today. All right, so we're just gonna go for it. My concern is that it's gonna be really soggy. Okay, all right. See how I play this stuff out in my brain? It's like, what's the worst that can happen? And then the worst does happen. So I'm not gonna cover that area today. We're just gonna think about the positive, right? The positive repercussions of this delicious pizza. Name's not hitting me right. I don't know why. You guys come up with something. It's mostly peaches, but it's a fruit pizza. So for the most part, it's got your healthy elements, like I like to add to most of my stuff, right? All right, that should be enough. Okay, so I'm gonna just spread this around. Leave a little lip. Maybe you want to have like more of a pizza crust. Plus, maybe if we build up a dam, we can prevent the peaches from jumping ship, so to speak. Oh my gosh, this spreads so lovely too. I like this theory of being able to spread it with a offset spatula. You guys have tools in your kitchen. I think I talked about this once, that my family had a favorite spoon and a favorite spatula. I got cut off, so hopefully we didn't get too far. I added 5 minutes to the braid because it's not even like somewhat golden brown yet. I've been trying to get rid of some old videos and some pictures, and oh gosh, let's hope this works. Okay, so we're gonna get this cream cheesecake filling pretty much to the edges, like you're doing a regular pizza. I kind of went a little too overboard on this edge here. And let's get that moved back a little bit. Okay. So we have a nice cheesecakey layer. I'm trying to get like a little divot in the middle, so maybe the I have no idea how long to cook this for. Everything is up in the air at this moment. Okay. All right. I'm a little concerned with how completely saucy it is. But I'm also hoping like everything I'm adding will help too. I'm gonna try not to grab too much of the actual sauce into the, so maybe that'll help as well. Maybe I need like that wooden slotted spoon might help. I'm gonna give it the old, let's get rid of all that. I might need this again, so I don't know where to put it. I have the biggest mess going on right now. This is coming out. It's ugly, but it smells amazing. And then I'm not going to do the end result of that until, and in fact, I'm going to probably stop it here, take it out. I really do think it needs like a garlic butter of some sort. But we're going to let it kind of chill out for a while. It didn't ooze out too bad. Okay, and then I want to reduce the temperature. I mean, it is still pizza dough that I'm using for this, but I don't want the fruit getting too... So let's go 375. I know it's going to say it's ready already, but and I didn't grab the darn spoon again. Okay, so we're going to let some of this like drip off. Oh my golly. And we're just going to kind of try not to get it too close to the edge, right? And it just kind of... Oh my gosh. I might have too much on one end here. I don't know why. They must have had smaller peaches this time. Get it all spread out. Get ooey gooey delicious. Oh my gosh. Mouth's watering. Mouth's watering. Okay, well while I'm scooping this and we're setting this up and everything, might as well talk about our goals, and then I'll cover those positive words after we're done cleaning up and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I know I keep reiterating goals, but in my case, I feel like there's a lot of things warranted about goals, you know? If you don't set them, nothing will happen. If you don't say things out loud, I don't feel like things will happen. I'm a person that if you don't tell me I have to do something, in a sense, I don't really want to do it. I mean, nobody does, but okay. So, what are you aiming to do? What do we want to accomplish? I realize we're setting our goals in the middle of the year. Well, more towards the end, but in my philosophy, we always are trying to hit new goals, right? So, why does it matter what time of year we're setting them, as long as we're getting them accomplished, right? Oh my gosh, this is going to be such a puddle. Thank goodness there's pudding in the cream cheese. I got a peach all the way over. Oh my goodness. What a mess. What a mess. Oh, that's so good. I don't know what I'm going to do with this syrup, but I feel like it would ultimately be amazing on ice cream. So I might just bottle it up. See if I need any for the top, you know, kind of. I feel like it'll ooze itself through, so I'm not really worried about it. Oh my goodness gracious. Hallelujah. Okay. All right, now the rest of our fruit. Do I want, no, I don't want to put that in there. Okay, so for the rest of the fruit, we're just gonna plop it. I don't know if this makes sense to y'all or not. If peaches and strawberries and raspberries go together, but we're using up our fruit, right? And I feel like I didn't need to bruise up my strawberries to have this syrupy stuff come through. It will come through, trust me. And maybe the flavors don't make sense right now, but I think it'll be just lovely. You all having that hot weather? Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Okay, get in there. Get all the cracks and crevices. Okay. I guess I could just kind of more dump it, but I'm kind of being cautious. A couple of my raspberries got very smushed, so I don't know if they were in the greatest health. I was going to save the raspberries and do them kind of separately in some sort of pattern, but I'm really itching to get this because it's kind of scooching over the sides now. This is going to be the biggest packed pizza. I don't even know if we're going to be able to pick it up, but see, it's coming over the side here. Hey, back off. Okay. All right. And then the next layer, okay. That strawberry was so good. All right, so the next layer, and I forgot to grab my pastry cutter earlier, but luckily it's in this drawer. Okay. So, are you seeing this unfold here? I don't know. I can't even lift it up. It's going to be a disaster. But hopefully it'll be a delicious disaster. So hopefully I'll remember what's in here. And I'm kind of regretting putting cinnamon in here. But there's 6 tablespoons of chilled cubed butter, a half a cup of regular brown sugar, a half a cup of, not a half a cup. It was 1 tablespoon of white sugar, and I did it. I sucked it up. It was a half a cup of oats, perhaps. Maybe a cup. There's a little bit of salt in here. And she did it in her mixer, which I've never heard before, but I wasn't going to try it because I don't want to crush up anything, you know. I don't want to lose any of the goodies, so to speak. So we're going to do this by hand, and while we're doing this, I'm going to take a break so you don't have to sit here and watch me for however long it takes me. But while I'm gone, I want y'all to think about goals. Oh, it's dripping over the side. It's going to be a disaster. All right, I'll be back in a little while. Stay tuned. You come back. All right, I'm back. That only took forever. It was a good arm workout, so remember that. This is what you want to get to, like a crumbly stage like this. See where it's like all pea size? Okay. And then basically, oh, I forgot to mention there's also flour in here. And I didn't mention salt, but there's also walnuts. But I also have pecans to put on here too, so I'm wondering if I should spread these out first. Because you can never have too many nuts, right? I mean, we're getting healthy parts here mixed in with some of our unhealthy parts. Right? The more the merrier. Okay. And now we're going to do our crumble. Got a lot of pecans over here in the corner here. There we go. All right, and then we're going to just do a crumble. I might have to bring in the crust a little bit, just so it holds together. I have no idea how long this is going to cook for. It might take. I mean, if you think about it, we're really just trying to meld everything together and cook the pizza crust. So anything added to the top, of course the crumble needs to be cooked, but I'm hoping it'll also help absorb. Plus you're getting oatmeal, which is pretty darn good for you too. So really, essentially, you should eat this. I mean, some of the other things aren't so great for you, but everything in moderation. I'm going to say whatever pizza bites we get out of this, we're not going to be able to pick up and eat like a piece of pizza, unfortunately. Goodness gracious. You know what I was thinking about doing as well was my handy dandy cinnamon sugar bits jars over here. I was going to try a new recipe and mix it in, but I forgot. As you could tell, it wasn't the best as far as getting things together and getting everything done without making you watch another. Okay, anyway, I'll stop talking about that. Anyway, so I'm still trying to recuperate some of my losses from the last video, but I wasn't going to torture you again with another round, as well as I wasn't going to torture myself. So I don't know how you want to take that. Good and bad came from it. I was going to say the blondies were just basically worthless. I mean, they were not edible. I did figure out something I did wrong, which was basically that I should have I miscalculated the flour, because if I go by my measurements, both times I used the wrong amount, and I think I used the same amount both times. Was my other mistake. I thought I'd I'll get it. I thought I had actually added an extra quarter cup, but I think I ended up using the same amount. Yeah. Because I'm like, no, crap, that's wrong. I did it wrong again. So I was going to try and curl up the crust, but it's just not going to happen. I don't really know if we can call this a pizza, per se, or just, I don't know, a lovely mess. Okay. I'm going to save these crumbs, too, because you can put this on anything, too. French toast. So I'm not a waster, or I try not to be as much as possible. If I can figure out different uses for stuff, like that syrup, I want to put it in a jar and use it on ice cream. I had to get all the goop out of my fingernails. Alright guys, so she's going in. I don't know how long she'll take. She weighs a good, I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds. I want to give you a look. Okay? Wish us luck. I know it's going to explode all over, but I think that's part of the fun. Alright, so in she goes. I'm going to guess that our main goal is to try and get this crisp up as much as possible, and since this didn't really do much as far as crisping, I might even go back in and do like egg wash or something of that nature. I'm probably off camera this whole. Alright, so crumbles, this would be good for a cookie, or you know, if you're making like a smaller pie. I don't have a lot here, but we can figure something out for it. I mean, if you're making muffins, it might not be so bad. Okay, and then I just got to put my other stuff away. So we're going to let this cook for, let's see, let's start out with, I'll go with my 15 minutes. I know that's not really going to do anything, but I got to remember, too, that I lowered the temperature. But let's see. All right, guys, we'll be back. Stay tuned. Alright guys, well I added an additional, I started with 15 and I'm on an additional 15 minutes with 5 minutes left to go. I figured I could go over the positive words from the week and then also touch base on goals a little bit more. Wait till you see this. This is pretty. I'm not sure the dough's going to be quite, I mean it's set, but it's not very brown. I don't know what it looks like on the bottom, so I might just, see if maybe putting a little bit of something on the outside edges. I don't know if that's when you use an egg wash. See, I'm not real familiar with that kind of stuff. I don't usually do that. The other thing is I'm afraid my pizza, no, he's okay. Thought he was stuck. All right. So, positive words from the week. Starting with Friday, July 29th was coruscate, to reflect brilliantly, to sparkle or flash. Saturday, the 30th, it was Keefe. The spirit of joy, enthusiasm, high spirits, and frenzy in which good times and passion for life are expressed with an abundance of excitement, happiness, and fun. Yeah, baby. The 31st was Wabi Sabi. The discovery of beauty within imperfections of life and accepting the natural cycle of growth, celebrating cracks, crevices, and all other marks that time, weather, and love left behind. The first is Philomath, a lover of learning, a person who enjoys learning new facts and acquiring new knowledge. The second was Lenity, the quality or state of being mild or gentle as toward others. The third was Ukoyo, living in the moment, detached from the bothers of others. And today was Daddery, a deep spiritual act of reflective and respectful listening or communion with life. I'm finding these words so awesome that they mean so much. That one word meant a whole paragraph. Like, it blows my mind. Okay. So let's go back to goals for a second, and then I think we should be done. He's standing there waiting by the fridge because he thinks it's snack time. But unfortunately, my dog does not know how to tell time, and he's still got half an hour, I think. Anyway, goals. So overall, I look at goals on a daily basis. I look at goals on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis. So when I'm talking about goals, I want you to sit down and really concentrate on what it is that you can focus on for the coming year, the coming week, the coming days, whatever it is. If you need to take baby steps, I get that. I'm a baby step kind of gal. If you only miss one baby step, it's not that big a deal. But if you're making big leaps and you're not getting those baby steps in between, it can be crushing if you feel like you've slid down the ladder a little bit. So if you focus on maybe doing daily steps, weekly steps, get a planner. I know it seems ridiculous when we have phones that can keep track of all this stuff that we worry about writing things down on pieces of paper. But one, I don't want to forget how to learn how to write. I mean, I want to be able to write things down. I feel an emotional attachment to a pencil. And when I write things down with a pencil, not only can I erase if I make a mistake, because that's okay, but it also allows you to change the color, just like pens. I mean, there's colored pencils. I stick to the normal, but there's something about a pencil to paper. And there's moments where I'd rather have a pen to paper. It depends on what I'm writing. But when I'm writing about thoughts or feelings or something, I don't know, I just get an emotional attachment. Maybe it was how I learned how to write or something. I don't know. But feeling the words as you're writing them down has more of a goal-setting frame of mind to me. It helps me to figure out exactly what I've been doing wrong, or helps me to flip a switch and go, oh, I can been doing that the whole time. And it bothers me that I don't always think of these things. Like, I forgot my microphone today, so hopefully we got some good sound. I mean, I am tripping over it more often than not, but I love the microphone. Okay. Okay. No, we're not quite, I don't know what to do. I would say the crust is not as brown. Yeah, we're not set yet. Okay, perfect. We're going back in. And we're gonna go up. Let's do another 15 minutes, and then I think, if we're not golden by then, we're betrothed. Okay. So, you kind of saw what happens today when you don't really have a goal in mind. I was a little off kilter. Not that I'm not always, a little bit, but when I am doing an episode, I have an idea in my head, kind of, what I'm doing, or what parts of it I'm going to cook with, or what have you, food, so I'm going to cook with. Today I was set to just not even do a show. I'm like, I'll take the week off. But we're coming up on the end of this year for me. The last Thursday, I have to think of the day I'm doing these, of August will be the last episode of year 2. So I'm trying to solidify a lot of goals and ambitions and whatever you want to call them. Steps of your ladder. If it helps you to draw out a ladder and put things on there, whatever helps you to focus on your goal. Because I'm a wanderer. If I don't look at something I've at least put in my phone myself, I want to do too many things at once. And that's what happened today. I wanted to do too many things at once. It wasn't, oh, it's starting to ooze over the side. Son of a gun. Let me get a cookie sheet under there. Oh, better yet, a piece of aluminum. If I can't stay on task, a lot of times I end up doing several different things at once. Oh, before I forget, this is how much I had left of that innards for the, so it's a pretty good sized bowl, and then when mixed with pasta, I think it'll be great. I just have to grab the lid for that. I'm gonna put it in the fridge for now, and then once I get some pasta, because believe it or not, I'm out of all pastas. I actually went to the Walmart by my house to buy pasta when I went grocery shopping. No boxes of pasta. I'm not even joking. Completely void. Whole big section empty. So, and then I forgot about it. This smells so good, but it's starting to ooze. Oh my goodness. Through the handle. But we're starting to get done. But I think we should have par-baked our pizza dough a little bit, because now I'm seeing what's happening. It's creating a crater, which I don't have a problem with, but I don't know if that dough is going to cook now. So I'm a little worried. But we'll keep going and hope for the best. So you've kind of seen what the chicken pizza braid looks like. That's cooked halfway. And then we're going to cook it another 10 minutes when it's dinner time. And then what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to brush it with a garlic butter, which I just use a couple tablespoons, maybe a half a stick of melted butter, and then I just put garlic powder in it, and I just brush it on with my little silicone pastry brush. And then I think I might put the cheese on. Or I might skip the cheese altogether. That'll make it a little healthier. But I'm hoping putting the butter on there will help golden brown the top, because right now it looks like an actual mummy. See the eyes and the mouth? I didn't even do it on purpose, I swear. It just happened. Okay. And then of course I'm going to show you the results of what happened later on when I post on Facebook. I love to pull this out now, so it's just easier. These are my accounts you can follow me at. The Best Blessed Life. Okay. And then I think that's it for today, guys. I gotta do a little bit of editing because my computer shut down on me for a split second. But fingers crossed, my theory is still good. But I won't know. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Set some goals for yourself. Let me know in the comment section what your goals might be. I might be able to help you with them. If it's a weight goal or a nutritional goal that you want to reach, exercise goal, those are all my wheelhouse. So anything you want to know about those things, I can help you with. Baking, I'm beginning to wonder, so maybe not ask me those questions. You know, I'm having a string of bad days, but I'm not going to let it get me down. It just means I need to teach myself more stuff. That's all. All right, guys, I think that's it. I'm going to probably sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon sugar on top of the finished thing, but just so you know. Like that's a big secret. All right, I'm going to let you go. I want you guys to go have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching.